Now, as the 75th anniversary of D-Day approaches, the landing's youngest veteran has written a song about his memories and experience of being part of that invasion.
Jim Radford, now 90 years old. You won't believe it when you see him. Here you go, look at him. He looks nothing like 90. He's hoping to knock Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber off the top of the charts with his single, The Shores of Normandy.
Well, we are so proud and pleased to say that Jim Radford joins us now in the studio. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Apparently you're #2 in Amazon's hot new releases. How does that feel?
I thought I was #1.
I know, exactly. High standards. I think by the end of this interview, you may well be #1. You know, it is incredibly hard for our generation who have lived in peace to imagine what the things you have seen. And you were only 15, is that right?
That's right.
When you went out there. Are you able to talk us through, you know, what that was like for you at such a young age?
Well, imagine a war film and a horror film combined on a very large scale. It's a bit like that. It was I remember thinking at the time, I'd seen war films that everyone had, and I thought, well, that's similar, but it's much larger, and it's the most tremendous bombardment you could imagine. So deafening bombardment went on all night, and they'd more or less cleared the beaches by the time we got there, but because we had to work close inshore to sink the block ships, then what few German guns that were left ranged on us, because all the other ships, once they sent the landing craft in, they laid back half a mile or so to bombard. But we were very close inshore, pushing these block ships into position. They had to be in exact position to scuttle them, blow the bottom out with explosives.
Well, when you arrived there for the first time, you're just 15 years old. What was going through your mind? Was it fear? What was the feeling you had at the time, if you can remember?
I don't think I was fearful. I was... You know you're in a very dangerous situation, but there's a lot of adrenaline. And you focus on what you have to do.
This is after the news about your elder brother as well. Your brother, you'd lost your brother when his ship was torpedoed was it?
Jack was...
He was 18, was it?
Jack was 8. Few days after... He was the youngest radio officer in the Merchant Navy. He'd qualified at 17,
right,
unheard of, and a second-class radio officer, and his first trip as a radio officer, he was torpedoed.
When you heard that news, did that give you even more determination to go, or was that made even more reluctant?
Didn't make me reluctant. No. I wanted to go.
And your job specifically, you were working on the artificial harbours. Just tell us exactly what that entails. What were you doing?
Well, the Mulberry Harbour. This was the first time an invading army had ever taken its own harbour with them, and they did that because in modern warfare, absolutely essential to have a harbour to unload. The troops that landed from the landing craft could take small arms, but they couldn't take trucks and lorries and vast amounts of supply. They needed a harbour, and they knew that the Germans would have Cherbourg and Antwerp, all these other harbours well defended, and they would sabotage them as they did when we did get them. So that was the idea of the Mulberry Harbour. So the two key innovations at Normandy that made it a success was the Mulberry Harbour and the Pluto pipeline, oil pipe, both of which the rescue took. Nobody ever talks about the rescue tugs. When they talk about the Mulberry Harbour, it didn't get there on its own. It had to be every bit had to be towed across, and that's what the rescue tugs were doing.
And you're going out, aren't you, next week?
I am, yes.
How do you feel about that? About going out?
Oh, I'm happy to go. I mean, I'm happy to be involved in this memorial project to get this permanent memorial to the 24,000 British lads who fell there.
Oh, it's amazing to think there isn't already a memorial project there, but this is part of the reason why is the reason why you're recording this single and we're releasing the single, right?
Yes, there was no memorial to there's small memorials everywhere in Normandy, but there's no one memorial. There needs to be a focal point first, so that's the whole point of it. So.
Right.
And so this song, you wrote it quite a long time ago, didn't you?
I did, right. After the 25th anniversary, I went back and I was moved by the contrast between this nice pleasant holiday beach now, and how I remembered it. And I remember standing on the beach and I wept. What if everybody goes www.normandymemorialtrust.org and downloads the thing?
I love it. You know, we have guests on this show. We don't remember their websites, and I'm glad. It's great that you've done it. Listen, good luck. You know, you're in company with people like Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran. I mean, have you heard Ed Sheeran's music?
I've heard of him.
Yeah. Galway Girl, I wouldn't bother. All right, any of the others.
I hope my great-grandchildren are watching this because they won't believe that I'm a pop star.
You are a pop star. You're a superhero in our eyes.
Really inspirational.
Jim, congratulations on your single, and you know I hope you get something out of next week because we owe you a lot. We all owe you a great deal.
Jim, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.